Hi, I'm Dr. Bill Thomas, and I'm here to offer my congratulations to St. Martin in the Pines and Terry Rogers and the whole team, everybody who's contributing to this great leap forward for the care of elders in your community. You know, it's part of our history, this legacy of institutionalization. So you go back far enough and you look close enough, you can find a time in our history when institutionalizing people with mental illness or dementia or physical frailty or disability, when institutionalization represented a step forward, a step ahead for how human beings cared for and looked after the less fortunate among them. Well, now we live in a new time. It's a new history is being made. The arrow of history is pointing from the institution toward the community. And that's great news for everybody, really, because we're a community-making creature. It's in our nature to seek and to be nourished by community. And that's what Greenhouse is really all about. It's about making communities that bring together the Shabazim and the elders and the families of all those who are part of a greenhouse, bringing them all together in one place where they can make magic happen. And if you haven't seen it yet, and I know maybe you haven't, but you will see the flourishing that comes with life in a greenhouse. I could point to the research that's been done. You know, Dr. Rosalie Kane from the University of Minnesota has conducted a number of really terrific studies that show that people living in a greenhouse have a better quality of life and better health outcomes. But there's something even more than that, beyond that. It's people flowering into the full potential of their lives. We see this among the Shabazim frequently. People who were once working hard in a job that was too small for them now are able to expand and fill the role of Shabaz and actually become the midwives of elderhood. We see elders who were once straining to do their best to find meaning and worth and value in an institutional setting, now finding a place at the table as a member of a community, as an elder of the greenhouse. It's a beautiful thing. We see the impact in terms of families and how families feel about how the elders they love are living and learning and loving and laughing. These are powerful, positive outcomes that are associated with the greenhouse. And I wish I had a magic wand where I could just wave it and make it all come true today. But it's going to take something much more than a magic wand. It's going to take your hard work, your determination, your struggle, sweat, toil. I don't know, maybe even blood. I hope not. But still, it takes sacrifice to make this kind of change. And when the change comes to be, there's a piece of advice I want you to remember, something I'm going to take with you as you kind of move forward from this moment. Remember this. The history, the legacy of the institution, it's all around us. It never really goes away. And it is always a risk that the institution will creep back into the greenhouse. I call this risk of reinstitutionalization the dragon. And remember this, the dragon never sleeps. Well, what can you do about that? How can you protect yourself against reinstitutionalization? Now, there's a couple of things we've learned, and I'll pass them on to you. Something you can use in the time ahead. First, remember, the greenhouse is different. It's not a facility. It's not a unit. It's not an institution. A greenhouse is a community of people, and that the Shabazim and the elders come together in that community to create a life worth living. So when the temptation arises to solve a problem the way you used to solve it, stop and know you're at a danger point. Remember that a new way of living and working requires new kinds of problem solving. And we find that the answers you need are often right there in front of you. That the wisdom of the elders and the skill and the experience of the Shabazim often carry the germ of the answer you're seeking, and you don't have to reach back into the history of the institution to try to find an answer for a problem you may be facing. Number 2, remember this: the person always comes before the task in the greenhouse. Now, it sounds a little funny. I mean, even coming from a doctor, where doctors often focus very, very effectively on the tasks that are necessary to improve someone's health, the medications that need to be delivered, the dressings that need to be changed, the blood tests that have to be evaluated. I understand the importance and the value of tasks. Don't get me wrong. But I also understand that people have to come before tasks. That to say that people come first doesn't mean that tasks aren't important. It means that we need to keep our focus on the human beings we work with and care for. So watch out for that. Watch out for situations where tasks start to be put in front of people, because that's the dragon slithering back into the greenhouse. Finally, lastly, don't know how else to say it. I'm gonna just put it right out there. In our experience so far, the most powerful, most effective guardians of the community of the greenhouse, of the ideal of the greenhouse, are the Shabazim. They are the ones who've been the best at keeping the dragon at bay. So in the institutional world, the people who have their hands on the elders and were giving direct care to the elders, they're often moved far away from decision-making authority. In the greenhouse, they're moved back into the center with the elders. And it's important that we all remember to listen carefully to what the Shabazim have to say about the communities they are making with the elders they care for. Now, last thing before I go. This is the first set of greenhouses in the state of Alabama. Congratulations! Wow! Yes! It's fantastic. You've put a flag in the sand. You've said this dream can come true in Alabama. And people are going to be watching you. People are going to be looking very closely to see how well you do with this model. So it isn't just the good people of St. Martin in the Pines, the good people of your community, your staff that are riding on this. I mean, yeah, you need to do a good job for your own folks, but remember, you're leading the way for thousands and thousands of others. So, go forward, enjoy, be strong, laugh, love, and know more than anything else that you're doing the right thing. Good luck.